You've just booked your cruise, and the excitement of your upcoming vacation is starting to set in. Now you're faced with seemingly endless add-on options for your cruise, from drink and Wi-Fi packages to specialty dining and excursions. Not all add-ons are a bad value, but the important thing is to figure out if they are a good value for you, because in the end, that's what really matters. For example, paying $30 a day for Wi-Fi might be expensive and unnecessary for someone vacationing to relax and whose lifestyle allows them to unplug for a while. Whereas someone who needs Wi-Fi for work or to keep in touch with family might consider it a necessary expense. Hi, I'm Rocky, and in this video, I'm going to give my opinion based on my past cruising experience on how you can save money by being selective about which add-ons you choose to purchase for your cruise. So if that sounds like a good idea, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I'm going to suggest you skip when considering your pre-cruise or your cruise add-ons is the picture package. Now, I don't know how many of you remember, but I can remember back in the day cruising, and you take pictures throughout the ship, and then they would actually post the physical picture in their picture gallery. So you could go and look through all of your pictures. You'd select the ones you want to buy, and you go and buy them. Sometimes they even then would offer a prepaid package, which would allow you so many pictures for a set price. So that concept still pretty much remains today, but the big difference is that most ships are digital now, so they offer you digital photos. This is where I kind of have a problem seeing the value in that. So many people have really good digital cameras today, from your iPhone, or if you have another kind of phone, they usually take really good pictures, and even selfies come out great. So when you compare that to the price of the pictures on board, especially considering that most of them now will only give you a digital print, they don't print out the hard copy. Some do, but for the most part, they're moving away from that. So you're actually going to get a file sent to your email, and you'll download that picture once you pay for it. Now, you know, a 5x7 or an 8x10, one picture is going to cost you, I would say, about between $15 and $20. And if you get a package, I believe on Carnival, the least expensive package is about $99, and that might give you 4 pictures. So it's really expensive, especially to say, you know, they're not even spending money on paper and ink to print them out for you. I mean, they're just basically sending you a digital file, and you're paying all of that money. In my opinion, that can be money well saved and spent somewhere else. So unless you have a real special occasion, or you're going to have a special photo shoot or something where you're being, you know, very, very intentional about, you know, why you're getting the package, then, you know, by all means. But, you know, if it's your cruise and you're not sure, and you just know that you want some different shots here and there, my suggestion is use your own camera, and they'll come out really, really good. The next thing I'm going to suggest you skip is the spa package. Now, the reason I say that is because on the cruises that I've been on, and it's been across the board from Carnival to Norwegian to Royal Caribbean, just all of them, I find that their spa packages and spa deals or spa services are really overpriced. So what I suggest you do is either get your spa before your cruise, after your cruise, or even research it in port. A lot of times, especially if you're going to the Caribbean, you'll find that they offer really inexpensive massages. A lot of times right out there in the beach, you can find a really good deal, and they'll come to your beach chair, give you a massage, or they do have places that you can go and get really nice, reputable, good massages for a fraction of what it would cost you on the cruise. And the other thing that I really get kind of turned off with about getting the spa or getting a massage on the cruise is always the upsell. Now, I have heard that you can ask them, and I might have done it before, I'm not sure, to not upsell you. And they can put that on there so that, whatever products they use on you, you're not getting a hard sell to buy them after your massage and, your bliss is totally gone right away. So you can ask them to do that. But otherwise, my suggestion would be, if you're going to stay at a pre-cruise hotel, see if they maybe offer it. Or, in your hometown before you leave or when you get back home, you will spend a lot less on a really good quality massage than you would once you're on board your cruise ship. Another thing that you might want to consider if you do want to do a massage or to take advantage of the spa services, instead of getting a full-blown spa package, you can get a day pass. A lot of cruise lines will offer a day pass either to their thermal spa or to their entire spa. So you can see what is available, which one would meet your needs. Because, I find that on a cruise, one time I did get the spa package on Princess, and I felt like, no matter what, during the day or night before they closed, I had to get to the spa to get my money's worth. And then, I was stressed out. So don't do that. If you think that you want to go to the spa maybe once or twice, that's probably all you're going to have time to fit in, because a lot of times you don't realize just how busy you can be once you're on board that ship. So my suggestion is, if you really want a little bit of that spa experience, to look into getting a day pass. The next thing I would suggest you skip would be the early boarding or priority boarding packages. So sometimes, like on Carnival, I believe it's called Faster to the Fun, and a lot of cruise lines have their own version. And this is where you'll pay extra premium price for you and your traveling party, and it allows you to board earlier. Now, if getting on board the ship is really that important to you, you can weigh it out. I've never found it to be that important. I mean, because first of all, when you get on board super early, your room's not going to be ready. And so then you're, walking around the ship, which I'm not saying can't be totally fun, but you don't have to have that experience if you don't want to pay the extra for it. So my personal preference is to board later, because the crowds have died down a lot. I'm not usually in these really long lines because everybody's rushing to get on so soon. I take my time, I board later, do my muster drill, and guess what? 9 times out of 10, my room is ready. So I can go to my room, freshen up, and get ready for the sail away party. So, unless you have a specific reason why, my suggestion would be, don't pay the extra $100 or whatever it is to get the faster, to the fun or the earlier priority boarding, because really, it doesn't, the value in it is not really there, because you're going to get on the ship. You're all going to depart at the same time. So the next thing you want to really pay attention to is your cruise excursions. Now, I'm not saying to X them out altogether, but I do want you to be careful, because a lot of times you can find the same excursion offered by a local vendor, or a lot of times I'll use Get Your Guide or TripAdvisor, and I find that they have really good quality excursions that are used to people being on cruises, so they know that they have to get you back on time, and they're a fraction of the price that you pay on the cruise. Now, my only caveat is, especially if you are new to cruising, or if you're new to that particular port, you might not want to risk it. So really weigh it out, because the one thing about booking your excursion through your cruise line is that if that excursion does get you back to port late, that ship will have to wait for you. If you are on your own with an independent guide, that guarantee is not there. So the last thing that I really want to mention that you think about before purchasing is your specialty dining package. So a lot of times, especially if you're new to cruising, you might think, you have to get all of these specialty meals. But what I find out, especially if it's your first time on the ship or the first time with that particular cruise line, is to really give yourself a chance to explore all of the included options. You would be surprised at just how many food options there are that are included in your cruise fare. Now, having said that, you might want to try out this steakhouse or the Italian place. I would say maybe pick one or two, but a lot of times when you get the dining package, it comes with 3 or more, and so then you're scrambling to be sure that you get them all in because you paid for them. So my suggestion there is to go light on it. Maybe instead of getting a specialty dining package, maybe just purchase one evening, one dinner, and let that be your special night instead of getting the whole package and spending that big chunk of money. So there you have it. Those are just 5 quick ideas that you can implement right away to save you some money on your next cruise. So if you've gotten anything from this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel and help it grow. So as always, thank you so much for watching.